Greetings everyone, Joseph James here, schooltrade.com. It's September 24, 2010. Happy Friday to you guys. Here's a live trading recap. Now we took a lot of pretty good trades today. Had a little bit of a challenge with some volume in the morning, but volume came in pretty quickly once we opened up our charts. Before we talk about the trades we took today here, I want to remind you guys about a couple things on our blog right now. If you're on the blog right now, sidewaysmarkets.com, check out this section on Trade Room Resources. In the upper right hand corner, make sure you guys click on that link, Trade Room Resources. Don't forget, you can post questions on the blog. You can join, of course, our Facebook page, check out our YouTube page, and don't forget, we've always got someone standing by to help you guys. Click that live support button, and we've got someone 24/7 hanging out to help you guys if you guys need help. All right, let's take a look at the trades we took today. 2, 4, 6, 7 total trades. Pretty busy morning for a Friday. We had lots of different patterns coming and going. We really got ourselves off to a great start though. Crude gave us some nice big winners right off the bat this morning. That kind of got us our momentum going, got our confidence moving in the right direction. And as always, as you guys know, Friday mornings are going to be early closes, right? So we expected things to wrap things up a little bit early today. We had some pretty good volume all day, but we had to get through the first couple minutes of the market this morning. We'll talk about that in a second though. 128 ticks, 1280 today, another $1,000 day, 4 contracts. That brings our weekly total $6,000. Monthly total over 10,000 for the month, and guys, we're now over 142,000 for the year so far. Guys, my goal is always 10,000 bucks a month, and so hitting our goal here in the month of September, we've had a big break in the beginning of the month, so obviously I'm pretty happy about that. Hit our goal here today for 10,000. We're going to finish up almost a full week next week. We got 4 full days of trading next week in September. Guys, if you're working towards your monthly goal, you should see a pretty good end of the month coming up next week, guys. So be ready for that. All right, guys, we'll keep you guys posted throughout the rest of the month. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, Friday mornings, right? Friday mornings, the same reason why you and I want to get out of here early is the same reason why the markets slow down early. All right, guys, remember, Monday mornings, people come in late. Friday mornings, people leave early, right? It's the same thing you would want to do if you were a major money manager. So we expect an early close on Friday morning. So we want to watch the volume, 10:45, 11 o'clock, 11:15. Things are really going to start slowing down on Friday mornings. All right, guys, keep an eye on that. We also saw this morning the dollar pushing new lows. Now remember, the last 2 days, right? The last 2 days we had inside days in the dollar, where we had Monday's trading range was here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then now Friday, right? So we had this narrowing range on the dollar as the week kept progressing, and that made it more difficult for us to make money. Well, today we finally had a chance to break out on that dollar. Dollar pushed new lows, which gave the markets a little bit of a boost to the upside. Now here's what happened though. We'll look at this in a second though. The dollar, even though it was breaking new lows, ended up 1 or 2 tick low, 3 or 4 ticks back up, right? 1 or 2 tick new low, 3 or 4 ticks back up. So it made the markets very choppy and very sideways, because when the dollar broke the lows, right, everything broke new highs. But when the dollar bounced off the lows, everything else came back down, right? So it ended up just kind of balancing things out, and it ended up, a lot of markets today were flat. We saw crude at the highs, easy trade this morning, selling the highs on crude. Same thing with gold. Gold was at the all-time highs, right? We saw 1,300 on gold today, and then of course we're also at the top of the channel. So we wanted to sell the all-time highs, we wanted to sell the highs of the channel, and so both the crude and the gold gave us ample opportunities to make our money today, using a very simple technique that we use every day in our live trade room. All right, guys, so busy morning. It all began though with the dollar, right? When we got started this morning, we saw the dollar right away, and my exact words were, watch out, we have the dollar breaking new lows down here. Okay, so dollar breaks out to the downside, making new lows. Now remember, guys, I really don't care what direction the dollar goes, right? I really don't care if the dollar can break out successfully. All I care is the dollar testing new lows or new highs? If it is, that's going to send everything else moving. All right, guys, so play the extremes on the dollar. I don't really need the dollar to have this big drop. All right, I don't. All I need is for that dollar is to test the highs, test the lows, and you can see that's exactly what happened here this morning. Now, once we broke those lows, though, follow me over here, and this is what kind of kept us a little bit on our heels this morning, is because we had the dollar breaking new lows, right? Dollar breaking new lows, but when it broke those new lows, what do we see? We see 1 tick new low, right? Bounces back up. 1 tick new low, bounces back up. 1 tick new low, bounces back up, right? So at the same time the dollar's breaking new lows, it's also bouncing off those lows. So that was kind of the big concern here for us, is that again, every time the dollar would make new lows, it would give us a chance to buy something else, right? Negative correlation. But then once it bounced off those lows back to the upside, because it really wasn't moving very quickly today, we saw whatever long trade or whatever trade we took off that would then come on back down. Okay, so the problem is even though the dollar was moving, it was moving in a very hesitant manner, and so an indecisive or hesitant moves to the downside are going to make for fake out breakouts, price reversals on the markets we trade. All right, guys, so that's where we started off in the dollar. But we knew right away with the dollar breaking lows, we knew to expect something here happening pretty soon. Now here's the crude. We got our day started off in the crude this morning. Now the crude market, look at the right side of your screen here. Here's my 34 range in the crude. Now what we know here in the 34 range is here's my high, right? There's my lows. And so we're going to sell these highs, right? We're going to buy these lows. All right, so of course, selling the highs, buying the lows, right? There's the high of my range. So I'm immediately now looking for an opportunity to sell these highs. Okay, it was a pretty choppy environment on crude, but we knew one thing, and that was we're at the highs. So I was looking for an opportunity to sell these highs. Look at my 4 range chart. All right, now we saw on the 34 range, the big picture, we're at the highs of the range. I move over to my 4 range chart, right? This is for my day traders. This is for my scalpers, right? My faster time frame here. Okay, I'm looking for now to sell the highs with a 2-step pattern short. Okay, very easy pattern here. We saw it come up, we test the high of day, we're going to look for a reversal now, right, to sell those highs. And that's exactly what we did here for the first trade of the day. Okay, in fact, we had 3 different opportunities here for the first trade of the day on the crude. I took the first one, ended up missing the second one, but here we are. So back again, remember we're going to sell these highs, right, selling these highs at the top. So I got the high of day up top here, guys. We're going to test this high, we're going to bounce off the high. And as always, right, remember, I already know I'm at the high of the range on my slower time frame.